Okay, let's have the next answer about how to get unstuck and really be engaged in this class and not feel like procrastinating. And I'm going to change my response to what, when this happens in the beginning to when this happens anytime during the class, because you'll have times during the class when this will come up over and over again, because this is one of our biggest problems, is the problem of worthiness and the problems of believing that we're going to be stuck forever for some reason, or that this isn't really possible, or maybe just even I don't know how to be brave enough to even start going there. Okay, so the next one is choose not to separate yourself. I really want to see how I wrote this out. Choose not to separate yourself from everyone else in the world when it comes to worth and value. So what I want you to visualize right now, is really thinking about a way to illustrate this today, is a whole room full of little 4-year-old girls, like a little preschool, little dance class, or a little play class, little art class, a play group of just beautiful little 4-year-old girls. And let's say there's 12 of them. And they're so different, and they're so sparkly, and they're just running around, and they walk as if they're beloved, because they haven't learned yet the things that we learn that make us believe that somehow we are not worthy of being beloved, or we haven't earned it, or we lost the right, or whatever it is. Okay, so I want you to look at all those 12 girls just in the room playing, and what I want you to do is I want you to pick one out of there who doesn't deserve to be loved, and who doesn't deserve to have a happy life, and who doesn't deserve to feel at peace, but instead who deserves to think that she is less than the rest of them. And then I'm talking deserves. Okay, so do you feel a little punch in your gut right now, like that's the most ridiculous thing in the world? But I want you to really think about it. I want you to think about how ridiculous it is when we separate ourselves out from everybody else, especially everybody we love, and we think somehow, because of whatever reason it is, that somehow in some way we were the one that got picked that doesn't deserve to have a happy life, doesn't deserve to be loved. And whether that's a really upfront emotion and belief and thought, or one that's way back in our subconscious from way back, if it's keeping us stuck, it's got equal terrorizing effect on our life. And so, let me see what I wrote here. Why would some people, you especially, be worthy of happiness and peace and some not? Why not you? I mean, I want you to really think about that. Because another place we have to go, when I was writing this out, I was thinking, one of the big rules of Brave Girls Club is no shame, no blame. So I thought, well, there are some people that don't deserve to be happy because of things they've done, like terrorists and things like that. But then that's a lie. I mean, every human being born on this earth deserves happiness and peace. And the best thing that could ever happen to all of us, to this entire planet, is for everyone to be happy and have peace, because then people would stop behaving in terrorizing ways. Terrorists terrorize because they're terrorized inside. They believe lies, and so they go forth and destroy. So you really got to change your mind. Something that I've learned that's probably one of the best things I've ever learned, is just because you believe it, it doesn't mean that it's true. And that especially applies to things that are destructive beliefs that we believe about ourselves. And if you're believing right now that somehow this soul restoration won't be able to work for you because you're too broken, or because you don't deserve it, or because you haven't paid a high enough price for whatever you think you're supposed to pay for, and I'll talk more about that later, that trap that we get stuck in, where we think we have to pay for our blessings, or pay for our happiness, or pay for being satisfied or happy or content, or pay for anything good in our life, is such a lie. You can't separate yourself from those other 11 girls in the class, because you're still the same girl that you were when you were 4 years old. You're still that same girl now. And why would you take any one of those beautiful little girls out and say you're the one that doesn't get to be happy? Okay, so what is your belief about who deserves happiness and peace and who does not? You got to be really honest with yourself, because sometimes when we think that other people in the world don't deserve happiness, then it's easier for us to believe that we don't. So one of the beliefs that we all need to get to is that everybody deserves to be happy, and everybody needs to do the work to be able to get to a place where they feel their soul is restored and they feel at peace. And the hard part of this is the honesty part, just being really honest with yourself about what you believe. Because often what we believe about ourselves, we also believe about others, and that's half the battle. It's not just what you believe about yourself, but what you believe about others, and that's why we say no shame for yourself, but also no blame for others, because you've really got to forgive others in order to be able to accept yourself fully. And that's a hard thing, especially if you've been hurt and betrayed, and you have every right to blame somebody. Letting go of blame is a gift that you give to yourself. Okay, so that's the second one, is choosing not to separate yourself from every other sister in this world who also deserves to be happy. Okay, let's move forward.